I'm Megha Joshi from the Google TV team. Welcome to this short screencast about UI tips for developing Google TV apps. I hope you will learn something new and interesting from this presentation. First, let's go through some unique Google TV features that make Google TV apps different from apps on other devices. We will talk more about these as we dive into the UI tips related to these features. So the unique Google TV features are: users watch TV from a distance. TV screens have a landscape orientation. Google TV supports HD displays, and TVs are non-touchscreen devices. Users interact with them using a remote. Now let's talk about how your apps should adapt to these features. I'll be using the Panoromio app as an example. This app is available on market for Android mobile devices, and I have ported it to Google TV to demonstrate how to adapt its user interface for Google TV. This is the mobile version of Panoromio app, and this is the Google TV version of the same app. Let's talk about the UI tips for Google TV apps. Make everything in your UI larger for TV. This is because your app's user interface has to be clearly visible and easily navigable from far. As you can see, the photo thumbnails in the TV version of Panoromio are much bigger than the mobile version of Panoromio. The text in the TV version is also larger compared to the mobile version. The app also uses high-resolution full-screen photos as compared to the mobile version. This is because Google TV has HD display, and if you use low-resolution images, they tend to look pixelated. In general, for your apps, you should provide images and videos with 1080p resolution, and the framework can always scale them down if needed. Back to the home screen. Use layouts like grid views, which stretch or compress to fit different screen sizes. Use 9-patch drivers for icons and buttons so that they can scale to fit different screen sizes. TVs have landscape screens as opposed to mobile devices which have portrait screens by default. So you should adapt your UI layouts to use extra horizontal screen space. As you can see, in the TV version of Panoromio app, I have changed the list view to a grid view to make better use of landscape screen. I am also placing all the controls in the left-hand navigation bar. On this screen, we are using a multi-panel layout. We have continent names in the first panel and place names in the second. We are using fragments for doing this. These simple changes make your UI layouts more suitable for landscape screen on TVs. Users interact with apps on TV using a D-pad or arrow keys on the remote. So your app layouts should be D-pad navigable. Navigation order should be very easy and intuitive. You should test your layouts using D-pad and make sure that every on-screen control is reachable. For example, in Panoromio, if Cool Places was not reachable using D-pad, or if hitting D-pad right from the left-hand navigation bar then transfer focus to grid view, it would be confusing. It is also important to give the user some visual feedback when they are navigating the app. Layout controls which receive focus should show some highlight or animation to indicate that they are focused. Similarly, controls which are selected or checked should also show some visual indication. Also, focus and select highlights should be easily visible. Back to Panorama, I'm using blue focus highlights. Also, I'm using a padding of about 10 dp so that each highlight is clearly visible. Finally, make good use of the large landscape screen space on TV, but don't clutter it. Identify vital parts of your app and then plan your UI accordingly. Each screen in your app should have a single purpose and only a few main controls. Don't overwhelm the user with too many options. Keep it simple. Don't add too many details on the main screen. Provide a detailed screen if needed. To learn more about the tips we discussed today, check out the Google TV Developers Guide. You can also check out the source for Panorama for Google TV at this link.